Energy from renewable sources now makes up 30% of all electricity generation globally. Energy storage is a critical part of this power system. New and innovative solutions are coming to market, playing an essential role in the race against climate change. Green Gravity is a newly launched Australian startup. The team there trialling the use of legacy mine shafts to capture and release energy. Mark Swinnerton, founder and CEO, joins us now. Mark, welcome. So happy to have you with us today.
Thank you. Very pleased to be here.
Talk to us about Green Gravity and what you're trialling at the moment.
Yeah, well, we've been looking at exactly what you said, which is the urgent need for more energy storage in the energy grid. So we've been looking at options to use legacy mine sites to move heavy objects up and down through mine sites, which enables us to capture the energy value of gravity itself. And simply by charging our system, by lifting a heavy weight to the top of a mine shaft, we can consume energy. And then when at a later time, we can lower that weight again and redistribute the energy back to the grid. In that way, we can take renewable energy during the day and redistribute it back to the grid in the evening.
Green Gravity captures renewable energy by transferring it into gravitational energy. It does this by lifting and storing heavy weights at the top of a mine shaft, utilising excess energy from renewable sources. When energy is in demand, the weights are simply lowered, turning a generator and releasing clean energy straight into the grid.
This is real circular economy thinking in practice. And in Australia alone, there's nearly 100,000 old mine sites. And so many of those have got a lot of vertical height and they're very amenable to our technology.
Are they usable, those 100,000 sites?
A lot of them are. I mean, obviously some are going to be very old, but we've found nearly 1,000 sites that we think are going to be useful. They're in good condition. Many of them are connected to the electricity grid already. So when we talk about reusing infrastructure, this is a really exciting opportunity and it can bring down the cost of energy storage.
Mark, what's the reaction been when you've gone to the companies that actually own these mine sites? Are they open to what you're doing? Do they want you to come on board and give it a go?
They certainly are. We've been talking with more than a dozen mining companies and we've had a really excellent reaction from them. They want to talk about the opportunity. They understand the need for the energy transition. And we've got several of those companies in more advanced conversations about access to potential shafts to trial our technology.
So how close are you to that? I mean, I do understand that partnership negotiations are underway, but how close are you to actually trialling this technology?
Very close. We're, I think, at final negotiations to access a shaft, and we expect this year to gain access and to commence preparations for the demonstration work.
To address climate change, we need to decarbonise our economy, and we need to do that fast.
The growing demand for the renewable energy transition is exactly that, is growing and growing quickly and substantially.
We need to start with energy, which means we need to bring forward new technologies for renewable energy and energy storage to make a change now. Many of Australia's nearly 100,000 legacy mines are in regional Australia. Green Gravity is committed to making investments in the regions to produce local jobs and local economic contribution. Green Gravity technology uses small amounts of water. We use small parcels of land. This is good for the environment and good for the renewable energy transition.
So obviously you'll need to use energy to actually lift those weights back up after you have dropped them down the mine shaft, assuming you would be using some kind of renewable form of energy to do that.
That's exactly right. What you find in Australia today is during the middle of the day, there's often a surplus of renewable energy and there's a deficit late in the evening and early evening. So we're going to charge the system with renewable energy, often that's surplus in the system.
So it's renewable from the start, essentially from start to finish. Now, the weights that you're using, I'd imagine, have to be significant in terms of size. How do you even get these weights to the mine shafts that you're then going to be using?
Exactly right. I mean, each one could weigh up to 40 tonnes. So we do need to have a manufacturing and transport capability. The good news is Australia has a heavy industrial base and we're used to moving things around. Take the steel industry, for example. They're able to move masses of at least 40 tonnes in both rail and road. So we will need to use the existing infrastructure chains, but we think that's something that can be overcome.
So we're talking about how the fact that you're fairly close to actually a real demonstration or a real time of trial of your technology. How much energy do you believe that you are going to be producing once you are up and running out of a single mine shaft, wherever that may be around Australia?
Well, the good news is most of the mine shafts we've been looking at are really deep. In many cases, they're up to 500 metres deep, which is sort of double the size of Sydney Tower. And from one of those mine shafts, we could store up to 30 megawatt hours of energy, which is a considerable amount. And if you look at the average large lithium batteries that are into the grid today, they're around about 30 megawatt hours.
Okay, is this the way of the future, Mark?
It's definitely the way of the future. We've got a more sustainable solution than many of the other options. We don't need complex chemicals, and we're reusing infrastructure that's already there. So I think we can really help accelerate renewable energy through just reusing assets from our history.
Well, it's a real pleasure to have you with us today here on the APAC Network, Mark. Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for sharing the details of your new innovative technology. We look forward to seeing your journey.
Thank you very much and have a great day.
Mark Swinnerton with us there, the CEO and founder of Green Gravity.